writing a weekly sports column for some 60 years. So I started collecting some anecdotes, and I started collecting so many I couldn't put them all in my column, so I decided to write a book. And the more I studied the history of sports in El Paso, the more I became interested in it. I found it totally fascinating. I went back to El Paso was settled in the 16th century, but El Paso sports didn't really start going here until the first railroad arrived in El Paso in 1881. So that's when sports really started in El Paso. And baseball and golf were already famous throughout the country. And I was surprised that as early as 1900, we had baseball teams here. They were sandlot teams. They weren't, professional teams. And sports just started and grew, and more sports came on. So I decided, if you want to relive some of the greatest moments in El Paso sports, in the history of El Paso sports, this is the book for you, because it covers so many of our outstanding games and performances. And if you want to read about some of the greatest teams and coaches and athletes and administrators, this is your book, right here. Also, if you want to learn how our sports institutions started and grew through the years, this is the book for you too. It's just full of history of sports, how they started, how they grew, and some of our greatest performances. I strongly recommend it for any sports fan.